Imagine a country so divided that neighbors become enemies, where politics turns into violence and ideology becomes a reason to kill. This was Spain in the 1930s. From 1936 to 1939, Spain was torn apart by a brutal civil war that would decide not only who ruled the country, but what Spain would be: democracy or dictatorship, revolution or tradition, left or right. The Spanish Civil War was not just a Spanish conflict. It became a testing ground for modern warfare, a warning sign for Europe, and a preview of the global catastrophe that would soon follow: World War II. Brother fought brother. Cities burned, and the scars would last for generations. A country on the edge, background and causes. The war did not begin overnight. In 1931, Spain became a republic, overthrowing its monarchy and promising reform. Land redistribution, workers' rights, secular government, regional autonomy. To many Spaniards, this was hope. To others, it was chaos. Conservatives, landowners, military officers, and the Catholic Church saw the Republic as a threat to tradition, order, and faith. Meanwhile, workers and peasants demanded faster, deeper change. Spain split along class lines, regional lines, and ideological lines. Tensions exploded in 1934 when a miners' uprising in Asturias was crushed by the army, an early sign of what was coming. Political assassinations followed. Extremism grew on both sides. By July 1936, Spain was a powder keg. When parts of the military launched a coup, the country didn't fall quickly. Instead, it shattered. Two Spains, Republicans versus nationalists. From the chaos emerged two opposing camps. The Republicans, a fragile coalition of socialists, communists, anarchists, and liberal Democrats. They defended the Republic and believed they were fighting fascism itself. Figures like Dolores Ibárruri, La Pasionaria, became symbols of resistance, her speeches echoing across besieged cities. The nationalists, led by General Francisco Franco, they promised order, tradition, and unity. They were backed by conservative elites, monarchists, the Catholic Church. Franco did not just want victory. He wanted total control. This was not just a civil war. It was an ideological war about the future of Spain. A war that shocked the world. Key events. One of the first major tests came in Madrid. In late 1936, nationalist forces attempted to take the capital. Madrid refused to fall. The siege became a symbol of resistance, with civilians and fighters holding the line under relentless bombardment. But the war grew darker. In 1937, the small Basque town of Guernica was bombed from the air by German planes supporting Franco. The attack shocked the world and inspired Picasso's haunting masterpiece. By 1938, the Republicans made one last gamble at the Battle of the Ebro, the largest battle of the war. They fought desperately, but Franco's forces prevailed. In January 1939, Barcelona fell. 2 months later, Madrid followed. The war was over. A global proxy war. international involvement. The Spanish Civil War became a mirror of Europe's future. Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy backed Franco with planes, tanks, and troops. The Soviet Union supported the Republicans. Thousands of volunteers from around the world joined the international brigades, believing Spain was the front line against fascism. Meanwhile, Britain and France chose non-intervention, a decision that left the Republic dangerously isolated. Spain became a battlefield where new weapons, new tactics, and new horrors were tested before being unleashed on the world. Victory and a long silence. In 1939, Franco emerged victorious. Peace did not follow. Instead came dictatorship. For nearly 4 decades, Spain lived under Franco's rule. Political repression, censorship, executions, and prisons. Forced silence. Regional identities were crushed. Opposition vanished or fled into exile. The war had destroyed Spain's economy, its infrastructure, and its trust in itself. Recovery would take decades. Art, memory, and meaning. Yet the war did not end in silence everywhere. Artists and writers tried to understand the trauma. George Orwell, who fought in Spain, exposed the war's brutal contradictions in Homage to Catalonia. Picasso's Guernica became one of the most powerful anti-war images ever created. The conflict reshaped Spanish identity and still divides memory today. Mass graves are still being uncovered. Debates over monuments still rage. The past is not past. Conclusion: why the Spanish Civil War still matters. The Spanish Civil War was more than a national tragedy. It was a warning. It showed how fragile democracy can be, how quickly politics can turn into violence, and how ideology, once armed, can destroy a nation from within. Spain survived, but it was forever changed. And its story reminds us that history does not repeat itself exactly, but it echoes. If you want to understand the modern world, you cannot ignore what happened in Spain between 1936 and 1939. Because the Spanish Civil War was not just about Spain, it was about the future.